Your word our guiding light. O Spirit, breath of God, awake our hearts to see, convict, renew, restore, and draw us to our King. Oh, glory to God alone, forever let it be. The Father, Spirit, Son, one God in Trinity. Oh, glory to God alone, forever let it be. The Father, Spirit, Son, one God in Trinity. Amen, amen, amen. The Lord is all in all. Long may we never harm, but Christ and Christ alone. My grace, you made us free from death and endless night. The cross has sealed our peace. Your word our guiding light. Oh, Spirit, breath of God, awake our hearts to sing. Convict, renew, restore, and draw us to our King. Oh, Spirit, to God, awake our hearts to sing. Convict, renew, restore, and draw us to our King. Oh, to God alone, forever let it be. The Father, Spirit, Son, one God in Trinity. Amen, amen, amen. The Lord is all in all. Oh, glory to God alone, forevermore. Amen, amen.
Everyone, welcome back to the show. Um, Sorry, 2 seconds, folks. Just let me very quickly put the song back up just for 1 second. Please bear with us.
O Lord, eternal King, we bow before your throne. No merit of our own, but Christ and Christ alone. By grace you made us free from death and endless night. The cross has sealed our peace, your word our guiding light. O Spirit.
Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties behind the scenes. Bob, my friend, good to see you. We have not seen you in an absolute minute, my friend. How's things down under? This is just a little bit of a catch up stream today, folks. I have got a few things, not necessarily to announce. I think the majority of people know them, but might as well talk about them. And we have a debate coming up on the channel that I have been very negligent in promoting, so I will be promoting that tonight as well. Celia, my friend, good to see you. We normally see you over with Tim. Thanks for dropping into the stream. Um, we're just going to be having a bit of a casual conversation tonight and discussing a few things. So before I bring any more comments up, Zach, how's things?
You mean Vackery, right?
Oh yeah.
Things are good. I guess it has been about 3 weeks. I was just scrolling through and saw when the last time it was that we did anything was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So in the last month, what has changed with me? Nothing. I'm working all the time and sleeping all the time and going to church when I can. And by
Nice.
when I can, I mean when the doors are open.
Yeah. Oh well, let's see how things are down under. Bob says, yeah, going well here. Just a lot of work at the moment. Ah, dear Bob. They've got you put to work in the mines, haven't they, my friend? Well, it's good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you about X much either, so it's good to see you. We're going to be very chilled and having a good conversation tonight. Sadie says, "Gotta get it together, dude." Promoting the debate. Yeah, yeah, definitely do. We've got a good few. Well, maybe not a good few weeks, but we've at least a fortnight yet anyway. Streaming should be back to a regular schedule now that I have a lot more free time. Um, Part of that free time is this, Zach. Did you know, my friend, that I have written a book?
I did know.
Well, just in case the audience doesn't know, there we go. I have a book. Now, here's hoping I have not put any information. Let me just see.
No, it
Everything's
looks good to me.
good. I had to crop out the top there just to make sure.
Yeah.
So I am not going to go into this page to try and flick over to the hardcover because knowing me, I probably will reveal my actual address, which I do not want, especially with a certain interview that will be coming out on Saturday from our good brother Skinny Tie. So there's a little devotional. Uh, it released on Sunday, but I did not announce it until Monday, although technically that was still Sunday for a lot of you Americans. So it's been going well. It's sold quite a few copies already. I don't know how many in particular because my good friend Frogdude, who has published through Amazon before, says they do not update it uh, live. So sometimes, like, you find out your actual numbers like days, maybe a week later. So I do not know how many copies have sold. However, if you do want to check this out, this is currently the Irish Amazon site because very weirdly, and I honestly don't know why, the UK Amazon UK do not release the book for like another 2 days or so. Um, like they won't even display it, which is weird. Like I just don't understand it. Like it's live in Germany, France, Italy, most of Europe. Australia is not live yet, so Bob can't even get a copy just yet. Um, but yeah, America's up, Canada's up, and I now have a lot more free time. Then, before we move on, speaking of free time, Zach, I'm going to have a lot more free time in the future because my Substack will be continuing to put out a lot of articles, but from now on, I'm actually going to have authors that will be writing on the Substack for me. So they're not writing in my name. Obviously, they're going to have their own platforms on there, but it frees me up to do a little bit more of the work that I want to do, which is getting back into YouTube. Because I do have a few debates coming up. Not me debating, but I will be moderating.
Mhm.
And this is one of the debates that will be coming up. What about now, folks? Can you hear us now? We'll have to wait a minute because there's a bit of a delay. I think for whatever reason
Yeah.
that okay, we're back. I think whenever I put that slide up, I don't know why audio cuts out with that slide. It's never done that before. Um,
I
okay,
did
good. They
notice
can hear
whenever you
us.
took it away, it put us somehow back on stage.
Oh no, I put us back on stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I realized. I think that slide in particular. I don't know why. Anyway, folks, thanks for letting us know. But yes, let me go back and reiterate, and then we'll get into some conversation with the audience and things like that because we have not streamed in a while. Even the one we did 3 weeks ago was like a one off as well. We haven't regularly been streaming in a while. But anyway, let me explain. Tim is doing people a huge favor here. Tim doesn't technically dispute this. He stepped into this debate because a lot of Paul's opponents backed out and weren't willing to debate whenever push came to shove. So Tim said he would be willing to step into the ring, so to speak. However, we had to change the thesis of the debate a little bit. As you can tell, it's not your traditional thesis. Like, there's no positive, no negative statement. So, both of these gentlemen are going to be discussing pretty much their views of what takes place in the Lord's Supper. So, I think it's going to be a very interesting debate, but I really do appreciate Tim stepping in and actually saving the event. Paul has been wanting to debate this for a while, so at least now we actually get to see the debate. Plus, I think it's going to be really good, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to pop it up on screen again unless we do it at the end. I'll just not speak. But yeah, I did not know that that was going to cut the audio out, which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Also, I don't know why anybody would be giving Tim any grief about it. That's if anybody sees that, just defend him. Tim's doing. He's gonna be fine, even if you disagree with his point of view. Like it's not. Let's not just trash talk. You know.
I think absolutely agree. I think unfortunately a lot of people just see the other Paul and think, all right, well we know Paul's position. The other guy must just be defending, mere memorialism. Tim's not defending mere memorialism, hence the term fundamentally.
Exactly. Yeah, it had to be
Um,
changed just so he would be more comfortable to do it.
yeah, because Tim wouldn't have took the debate previously, because like Tim does not hold to the fact that it's just bread and wine and that there's nothing else to it. Tim does believe something happens in the supper. Um, I'm not going to step on his toes though, but I'm not going to give his position right now. I'm going to let Tim present that. But yeah,
Right.
unfortunately, it's the nature of online debates. People have their
Yeah.
guy, their position, and they just see the opponent, and they're just like, that dude's trash, or that dude's whatever. And it's like, how about we attack the position, not the person? So thankfully, I haven't seen anyone like bashing Tim as a person, which is good. It's more just people being like, "Oh, I could never defend mere memorialism." And it's like, well, he's not. Read the title. So very strange, very strange. But anyway, folks, how are things with all of you? We've got Bob, we've got Olivian, we've still got City with us. We've about 50 watching. Please do chime in, folks, and let us. Oh, I just realised I took away the wee chat feature. Hang on. Do you know something? You know the way they say it's like riding a bike? Streaming isn't. Like, you don't stream for a while and you completely forget how to operate your own software.
What's this button do?
Well, it's going to be even worse. I think. I think as early as the first week in November, the new plan starts, which means I'll have a lot more features available. So
Mhm.
there may not be a stream within the first week because I will have to play around with things and see how things are now operating. Be- because they're not just adding new features, they're updating quite a lot. So apparently they're overhauling the entire uh, user interface. So it's not going to affect the audience watching. You're still going to see the same sort of stuff. But I'm going to have a bit of a nightmare behind the scenes trying to work out how to do that. So we'll see how that goes. Now, let me see if I can share this again without taking off the screen or taking our audio off. Let's go
You
ahead.
might have to like pull it up on your Twitter.
I'm not even pulling that up anymore. I'm pulling up something separate. I'm just kind of hoping it doesn't take the audio away. I don't think it will, but so folks, let us know if you can hear us now. I'm just gonna have to wait in silence for a minute because if they can't hear us, they're not gonna hear that question. So let us know whenever you can hear us, folks. Yeah, and Livian says can hear you. Perfect. So this is let me just see if this updated on my end.
Twitter
Yeah.
can hear too. Okay.
There we go. So not going to read all this out. You can read it if you want to. You can hop over to Substack if you want. This is pretty much just what I have already said. So Substack works very very differently from other social medias. So like you've got follows on Substack which are separate from subscribers. Subscribers are people that subscribe to get your email, so they can either subscribe at a free tier or a paid tier. So the fact that we have already within like honestly within less than 6 months we've had 300 subscribers, huge amount. Like that's a lot of people reading your articles. So coming very soon, I spoke to quite a few people today. I don't know how many people in total, but I would say close to 10 will now be writing articles on my Substack going forward. The idea behind that is to produce more laymen, um, people that want to contribute, put out articles, share their viewpoint. They're going to engage in different niches, things that I wouldn't necessarily want to write about. They're going to write about. They've got complete creative freedom. I may not even agree with some of the things that they say. However, I am going to allow it, because why not? Freedom of speech. Let them put out whatever they want to put out, like as long as it's not harmful, obviously. But let them put out what they want to put out. Give people a voice. Let them build their own platform at the same time. Because I had help whenever I was starting Lyman, so this will be a nice little way now for me to pay it forward. So we've got a couple of writers that are going to be producing articles who already have their own Substack, but they don't have that much of a reach at the moment. So hopefully this will be a way to boost it for them, and it'll be good for me as well because it's going to give me more time to pour into YouTube, into videos and things like that. Now, Layman Talks is something that has got a lot of guests lined up, but I have been very, very slow in getting around to interviewing people because I have been editing, I have been writing articles, I've been doing all sorts of stuff. So this is going to free me up in a lot of ways now. And do you know something? It's actually going to be nice to have a few other people on the team because, like, normally on this, I have you, Gabe, uh, Mr. and Livian whenever he pops on from time to time. So there's a little team here on the stream. There'll be a little team now on Substack as well. So I'm quite looking forward to it,
Yeah.
which will be interesting. Unless someone starts writing about something really weird, and then I'm gonna have to issue I do not support this, which I don't foresee happening. I don't think anyway.
Nah, I think it'll be everything will go good.
Yeah, well, obviously, like it's gonna have to go through me anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like it's gonna enter in my email, and then I'll have to upload it. Now I don't think I really need to say this. I'm just gonna say it anyway because it probably will be how things work in the future anyway. You may see a lot less of me on things like X and Substack. However, you will probably see more of me on YouTube going forward. So streams and stuff will still happen. Probably still will post randomly on X, but I won't necessarily be trying to put out any apologetics on X anymore. Um, Mainly, we'll just be promoting the other writers because I do want to move more into the YouTube scene. Mainly because I really like moderating debates and it's an area that I want to move into, but also because a couple of doors have opened up, um, and it means I'm going to be able to move into a few other areas, Lord willing, that if they pan out, will work well and help develop uh, new friendships and new partnerships. We'll just say that for now. So, big things are coming, folks. So, even though I've been really quiet recently, big things are coming. And Zach's shaving his beard as well. So, you know.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
I heard you were shaving at like 500 subs.
Oh no, 500. I'm well over. I'm well over that.
Jogging, jogging. But yeah, no, Substack's doing really well. YouTube has been a slow burn. Uh, I've said before, like the goal is 500 subs for YouTube just to get access to their features. Because like this little chat bot here, it's all right, but like we've seen the limitations of it, where if someone puts in an emoji, it doesn't really show up, and also her and Livian has to run between platforms to try and like block bots because I can't do it from here either. So once I've got access to YouTube's chatbot, it'll be a lot better. So speaking of that, I haven't actually seen our Twitch friends recently. They've stopped spamming me. Maybe it's because I haven't been streaming.
Now that you've said that, they'll be
Oh,
popping in.
in fact, on Livian, I'll probably just pop one in the chat just for the sake of it, just to make himself busy, you know. So, oh no, yeah. Do you know something? I said I must go over to Twitch again and take a look at how I set Nightbot up. Like Nightbot really should be helping and living with that sort of thing, but Nightbot just seems to be chilling. It's just like, yeah, that's fine. Promote your weird cryptocurrency. It's like, no,
Hmm.
cancel that. So, but guess what, Zach? I forgot to share this. Well, technically, I did share it online already, but I don't think I said it to you. No guesses.
Oh, I was like, is he gonna tell me?
Oh no, no, we
Let's
did say at the
see.
start. Guess what? But maybe you didn't hear me.
You are admitting that I have the greater beard of the two of us.
No.
Okay,
Um,
that was my
but
only guess.
yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, you lot will all get your book before I will. Absolutely.
Really?
I know.
Well,
Absolutely.
I actually haven't even ordered mine yet. I need to do it after
You'll
this.
you'll still get it before me anyway, because the UK site is not up. I was not able to order my author's copies from the UK. So I had to go to Germany and France to get the hardback and the hardcover and the paperback. But because I don't have Prime on those two sites, it's going to take a week to get here. So I'm not getting my copies until next Monday, which is very, very sad. But
Hmm.
at least I'll be able to see everyone else's copy and be like, damn it.
Well, here's what's weird is not gonna give away where I live. You know where I live in the state.
Canada.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Um. So I'm 2.5 hours from the Amazon, like one of their mega warehouses in Nashville,
Hmm.
and so anything I order actually processes through Nashville, goes up to somewhere in I want to say somewhere in Illinois, then to Louisville, then to Memphis, and then back up to me. And
And
I'm like, if you could just, I'll just drive over there and grab it.
yeah. Well, it wouldn't be like a mega corporation to do things backwards, like so.
Yeah.
But that's part of the reason why I can't get my author's copy for a week is precisely pretty much what you said. Like the UK has a warehouse where I could have got an author's copy, but because it's not live yet, I can't. Ireland has the book, like they had the book up right away, but they do not have an Amazon warehouse, so they couldn't give me an author's copy. So the closest place I could get it from was Germany and France. Now I'm happy to support the Germans, the French not so much. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to get it. Now, do you want to know something really, really funny? And I know people are going to point that out. There's been numerous people that have poured their eyes over this book. Numerous.
Hmm.
Somehow, and I don't know how, every single one of the people that examined the back cover all missed the fact that in my bio, instead of it says he enjoys a good debate, I apparently enjoy a good debate. So I've just decided to run with it and say, yeah, look, I don't do debates, I do debates. So there you go.
See, so someday, whenever that's one of your more famous works, we can be like, hey, We have the true first edition of this. We
Yeah,
have the misspelled one. Be kind of like that, like the first run of the actual 1611 King James. The what is it? The he version, I think, is what they call it.
yeah. Well, the good news about it is, Lord willing, or well, sorry, not Lord willing. I meant to say Lord thankfully. Um, it actually didn't bother me. It would have bothered me more if it was in the actual text of the book. But whenever I saw it was on the back cover, I don't think people realize how many edits this book has been through. Because like my dyslexia is bad, so like I have had multiple people editing this book, and it's had so many edits I can't even count.
Well,
Then it,
even the test version that I read through, I didn't. I think I saw one, but it was like a blatant one, and I was like, "Oh, somebody's got that," which
oh yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah,
they did. So
yeah.
I didn't, and that was all that I saw.
Well, the copy you got was pretty much it, completely finished anyway. Like there had been people that already edited it before that stage. Then you guys were more testers rather than editors. So like for the testing, that was more just like, does this book read well? Is it something you would recommend to people? So by that stage, yeah, there was very little errors that came back. But I did say in the last page of the book, like, this is a self-published book. You are going to find errors in it if you pore over it long enough. Even with multiple editors, like, none of us missed, or none of us caught the back cover. To be fair, it's a funny little typo, so I'm just going to choose to laugh at it, because if I had to redo the cover, which it is possible for me to do, and I may do on a later print run. But right now, to pull the book down again, to upload it again, to let it go through Amazon's checks again, which takes like 72 hours, which doesn't sound like a lot, but whenever you're waiting 3 days for a book that you know has been long waiting to go, you're just kind of like, nah, not for
Hmm.
like a small little typo. It's fine.
Right.
Um, and as I say, it's a funny little addition too. So I'm all for it. Just let it happen at this stage. But
Whenever I get mine, I'm gonna zoom in as far as I can to where it's still a clear picture. Take a picture of it and send it to you, just so you can stare at it.
oh, it's already happened. Like, someone's already done it. But to be honest, my response was honestly like, I laughed. I was
Wait,
expecting,
somebody's already got their copy.
yes,
That's super fast. It just went live yesterday for us.
live for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So
Let's see how it is.
yeah, that's right. Someone special got an early copy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so Sealy says better to just fix it in later printings. Yeah, absolutely, Sealy. This first print run will last up until February, I think, and then they give you a, I forget what they call it, but basically, if your book is doing really well, they will recommend the price going up. Obviously, I don't think I will be upping the price unless they force me to. Um, but I actually marked my book down as low as possible, um, just to make sure that it was affordable to people. So, but what I was trying to explain with that was, whenever it comes to February, say for whatever reason your book's done all right, but like it's just not really selling copies anymore, that's when Amazon give you a chance to pull it down, or edit it or change the price. So during that time, I'll fix it and make sure it goes out again. Bob says, "Do you need to pull it down?" I think that I have always been able to edit the manuscript and cover while it is still up. So no, Bob, it does get pulled down, not in the sense of like it's you're starting over from scratch, but any edit you make to the book now while it's live, Amazon will shut their links down so that no more copies are being sold. And then it takes 72 hours to go through all the checks again, just to make sure that you didn't change anything like the trim size or anything like that. So pulling it down, probably not the right word, but yeah, it would go down for about 72 hours. And At this stage, it's just not worth it because so many people have already ordered copies. And if I was to change anything now, I would technically interrupt their printing. So it's better just to leave it in my mind. So now, does this mean, Bob, that you have written some books yourself, my friend? If so, let us know. Seeley says, hopefully I can buy a copy at some point, but I'm broke and jobless at the moment. Seeley, absolutely no worries. Appreciate it. And let me, are you on X, Seeley, at all, or no? You can let me know.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say I don't mind buying somebody a copy. I'm already gonna be buying a bunch
I
of them,
was going
so
to say I have a few copies I can give away too. So,
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. At some point, I might do a because I actually just today got a little delivery of books, and it was a mix up. So
hmm
Reformation Heritage Books had sent me somehow, and I didn't get charged twice for it because at first that's what I thought, and but they sent me an order of several books that that I'd already gotten like a month ago, and they sent it to me again, and I
hmm
got it today, and I was like, hey, I wasn't supposed to receive these. I got these like a month ago, and they're like, "Oh, well, it showed on our end that it was lost in shipping." And I was like, "Oh no, I've had them for like a month."
hmm
And they're like, "Oh, well, keep them."
keep them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about because they're duplicates and they're just things that I don't really need. I've been thinking about doing a book giveaway anyways,
Yeah.
and throwing uh, one of yours in there. So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely don't mind buying
Yeah.
somebody a book.
Well, fair enough. We can work something out. So, Seeley, if you want to email me at, goodness, what is my email address again? The the apologist layman real at gmail.com. And if you're comfortable with it, give me an address that we can ship you a book.
Hmm.
Um, Bob says, no, I have just republished some older out of print books. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's cool.
Nice. Awesome, Bob. Um, but yeah, no, I was going to say the same thing as you, Zach. That's one thing I really do like about Amazon, as much as the fact that they are a greedy mega company in a lot of ways. But where they are good is if they send you something, say, for example, they send you something by mistake, and you message them and you're like, "Hey, I received the wrong order." They're like, "Okay, we'll send you your proper order out." And you're like, "Should I send this item back?" They're like, "Look, just keep it."
Yeah.
Because it just actually ends up costing them more money anyway. So they're like, "Look, just keep it." Like unless it's an item that's quite expensive, then they're
Hmm.
like, "Oh, absolutely, you're shipping that back." But
Yeah,
normally,
I've actually had this happen. So this is the second time with Reformation Heritage that this almost exact thing has happened, and then it's happened once with well, I'm sorry, it's happened well more than this with Ligonier, and Ligonier's always done the same thing. They're like, hey, keep it, give it away, do whatever you want with it.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Mhm.
Nobody's ever told me to send anything back, and I'm like, I didn't pay for it, so they're like, yeah, that's fine, give it away.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's the good thing about some companies at times is they will do nice things like that, and it's like they don't have to, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't benefit them either. Because either way, they're going to be like, it's either going to cost you money to send it back, or it's going to cost us money to send it back, and
Right.
either way, they lose because if you have to spend your own money to send it back from their mistake, you're less likely to return to them as a customer. So they're not going to want that. Then the other flip side is if it costs them money, they're like, no, just keep the item.
And
So
I've often noticed because I always call and I don't email because I want to actually speak to somebody to let them know like I'm being serious, like I didn't pay for this,
mm,
and it's hard to convey that, and like whoever I talk to at any given publisher or whatever it is, ministry, whatever, they're
yeah,
always like yeah, like they're just shocked. It's almost like they want to be like, why would you even let us know? if you weren't charged for it, but you received it twice,
It's
why
funny.
would you call? And I'm like, well, because I can't not be honest. Like I didn't pay for it. It makes me feel like I've stolen from you. At least let me pay for it. And they're like, nope, give it away. We don't. You're fine.
Yeah. Let me just, because I read quite a few books of the New Testament this afternoon, so I need to double check this. I think it's Peter. Um, because before you say that, there was a situation I had one time with my phone company where I rang them to say, like, look, I had basically been given, I forget what benefit it was, right? But I rang them to say, look, I've already received, the way sometimes when you buy a phone, they're like, oh, you can receive, say, claim a free AirPods or whatever.
Yeah.
I had already received my free reward, but then they sent in, because at the time they were offering, I think, either a cheap tablet or the earphones, and now I already had a tablet. So I ordered, or not ordered, like chose the headphones, and they arrived. But then for whatever reason, the tablet arrived at the same time, and I was like, that's not right. Like I didn't order this. Now,
Hmm.
part of the reason I contacted them was, yes, I wanted to be honest, but I also have to be honest here as well and say I also contacted them out of fear of them being like, hey, no, you owe us money. And I was like, no, I don't. So I contacted them and let them know. And dude, I'm not joking. I got a young dude on the phone, like just the call centers, just young guys working there.
Yep. Yep.
I told him the story, and dude, he was flabbergasted. Like he didn't put me through to anyone for like a solid minute. He was just like, "And you're complaining?" I was like, "No, I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know I received this and I shouldn't have." And he's like, "Just keep it." I'm like, "No, because I didn't pay for it, and B, I don't want to keep it." And then months down the line, you guys are like, "Hey, you owe us, whatever for a tablet." But it just reminds me, because I said I was reading through a few books of the New Testament this afternoon, and the principle is applicable, but I want to be very careful and say that the exact wording here is not applicable because you were talking about a ministry. I wasn't, so it's more applicable in my sense. But let me just go ahead and bring this up here. Um, there we go. So First Peter chapter 4, verse 4. And I'll just go with the ESV. It says, with respect to this, they are surprised when you do not join them in the same flood of debauchery and they malign you. Now, as I say, we're not taking this verbatim, we're just taking it for the principle's sake. But people do get very, very surprised and almost like, what is wrong with you? Whenever you do point out something that actually cost you. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a detriment to you for pointing it out because they're like, well, why wouldn't you just like not say anything? Why wouldn't you just keep it? It's for
Hmm.
that reason you just said. Well, look, there could be multiple reasons involved because there was multiple reasons involved in mine. But the first and foremost is I answer to God, so therefore, like I should tell you if I've gained something by means that I shouldn't have gained it.
Uh-huh.
Did I pull that down again? I did. Never mind. I was going to point out something else, but I just realized I pulled the verse down, so well, it's gone. So say, you can tell I'm very skilled with my live streaming these days. Oh dear. Bob, what older books have you published, my friend? See, that's a really good idea because you do get books that are out of what do you call it?
Out of print.
Not just out of print. Like they've now entered public domain. They're they're no longer under copyright.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
you,
yeah.
the cool thing is you can actually print them, make a little bit of profit on it too. Like some people do it like for zero profit, obviously, but like you can make
Hmm.
a little bit of profit on it. and it also gets like an out of print book back into publication, which is good. So that's actually a really good idea.
That's why I I really like RHB and Banner of Truth. Like I swear I've spent so much money with them. I can just be like a part owner by now. Um I mean, I have their boxes just everywhere. So like whenever I move, I just have all these boxes for my books to go right back into, whenever I move house. But
Hmm.
um yeah, man, like they just pull stuff. Yeah, and Beaky and who's the I always forget the other guy's name. Joel Beaky and the guy, his other curator that helps him up there.
I can't. I had no idea.
I know that he writes with Paul Smalley a lot, but I don't think Paul Smalley's the other main guy. Anyways, I mean they collect all these Puritan works and stuff that, like, I mean, they have to read like original, sometimes actually handwritten things that are so delicate, and then they have to put it into a way that we can read it. Like they abridge it sometimes, and oh man, like their work is so I love it. I can't stop spending money there.
Mm. They also
But
do really good deals as well.
let's see his comment.
Yeah. He just says a few, but my favourite is William the Baptist by James Cheney. Most of the books were books I wanted for myself. Yeah, so say good idea as well.
William
Um,
Baptist.
so I like make a note of that.
No, well, I feel like I've heard of that, so I wonder if I've just actually seen it on Amazon before.
Possibly,
Hmm.
but yeah, um, probably we're at 42 minutes, folks. I am probably going to end the stream at the top of the hour because I just wanted to hop on tonight and let people know I'm still alive. I still plan on doing streams and YouTube videos, and just to give you all a little bit of an update as well. But going back to the topic of the book, I'm excited now. I had like Zach will know this because I told him about it, but like I had a period for a while where I was almost sick of my own book because like I'd spent so much time on it, and then by the time you get everybody's edits and corrections and you're editing and you're changing, and it became very annoying. So I had a little bit of a period where I fell out of love with the book. But I'm excited to see it again. The only thing that I do want people to pay attention to is this is a devotional. It's going through a psalm a day, essentially, and it's giving you a structure to go through the psalm with. Now, you can either keep my structure and use it, or you can take my structure, change it, build upon it, improve upon it, or come up with one completely in your own. Because part of the reason why I wrote this book is I have had a lot of people over the years ask me, how do you take notes in your Bible? Like, what system do you use? Like, how do you interact with the text? This is kind of like my little interaction showing you how I do it and how you can look for Christ in the Psalms, because they are so rich. Like they honestly are. The only thing that really frustrates me about a work like this is if you were to read this book cover to cover, you're going to get bored of it very, very quickly, because you have to remember the Psalms are split into 5 books, and each of those 5 books, because it's mirroring the Torah, um, each of those 5 books all have different themes. So book one, all the Psalms that are included in book one all share very similar themes. So whenever you're trying to write different expositions and different practical applications and Christ-centered reflections for 41 Psalms that share similar themes, you realize very quickly there's only so many words in the English language and only so many ways that you can like rewrite it not to sound uh what's the word I'm looking for, repetitive. So if you were to read it through cover to cover like a regular book, you're going to be like, man, this guy is very repetitive, because I felt that way. but you do you have to realize this is a devotional. You're meant to be doing a psalm a day, or even a couple of psalms a day. But if you're going to read it through cover to cover, like it's like a novel or like an actual book, you're going to be bored very quickly. So don't pick it up if that's your intention. But other than that, I really do hope people enjoy it.
Yeah. Like whenever you sent it to me for the um test read,
Hmm.
I obviously I'm a test reader, so I don't have 41 days to go through and do it like it's supposed to be done.
Yeah,
And what you were saying is true. That's why for like 3 days, I don't think I said anything to you about it because I'm like,
yeah,
I read so many on day one. I'm like, I gotta not do this anymore.
yep, yep. No, that's think what it was like not only writing it but editing it multiple times. Um, but the good news is the feedback that I've had from people is they thoroughly enjoyed it, and like most of the testers have all ordered multiple copies for their family or their friends or whatever. So
Mhm.
it lets me know they do actually think it's useful, which is good because this is the most personal project I have ever done in my life, like ever. Like, yes, I've written articles before, but like they don't even compare to the effort I put into the book. Um, like if I was to show you the files in my laptop of all my notes, like photographs of like pages out of my Psalter, trying to reword phrases. Oh, dude. So there was a stage where my attitude had went so sour, like I just needed me time. And I became very very reclusive, wasn't talking to people, had a very short attitude with people. And I had to apologize to so many people because I was like, look, it sounds cliche, but it really wasn't you, it was me. And it's just because I poured so much of myself into the book, into writing it, editing it, that there was, I think, this vulnerability that I knew, okay, the moment I put this book out, it's no longer mine. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to really love it. Some people are going to hate it and think, oh, that's crap. I could have done better. And that's fine. But there is an element of you where you are so protective of it that you're like, oh, I just want people to like it. Like, I don't want it. Like, I know nobody's going to pick it up and go, oh, wow, this is a masterpiece. But I at least want it to be of use to people. So during that time, I was getting very cranky, and because the closer it was getting, the more I was like, "Oh, this is gonna flop" or whatever. But then the more the testers got back to me, and they were like, "Look, I'm not just saying this because we're friends or whatever, but like this is actually good." I was like,
Mhm.
"Whew,
Yeah.
"Okay, I can relax."
So, do you remember? And I think I was trying to be shorter with you, because like you were taking a little break there.
Oh
But
yeah,
I told you that it reminded me of another psalm devotional kind of book that I have, and that I would tell you which one that was at a later date. I guess I can tell you now because I'm staring at it, and I just was just reminded of it. If you've ever picked up, and you're gonna feel like I'm just being biased here, but I'm not, because I've read through this one a few times, and I wouldn't say that it's better than or it's on the same level, but it so closely reminds me of John Calvin's Heart of Flame.
okay,
Like it really, like it at first I was like, I wonder if it's gonna be like that. And it's not in its own way, but it
Mhm.
is in another way,
Yeah,
because it's a devotional through the Psalms. And I was like, I just kept thinking as I was going through testing it, and then I would pick up that, and that's why John Calvin's Heart of Flame is back out sitting on my table.
Yeah.
and like I was kind of comparing it, and obviously, it's different, but I was like, this is definitely on like in the same class, obviously, but yeah. So that's the one that I was hinting towards you that it reminded me of, but I didn't want to be like, hey man, you're just as good as John Calvin, because you know,
Mm-mm.
to each his own.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like well, first of all, I appreciate you saying that, but the other thing too is a couple of people have asked me that as well. Not what you just said, but like a couple of people, and it's a natural question. Um, People are like a lot of my close friends, like my friend Ollie. You know him as King Jim's.
Hmm.
He can't wait to get his copy, but like me, he has to wait. Sadly, but I'm sure it'll soon be here. It's only a couple more days. But anyway, I'm rambling. I completely threw myself off my own train of thought there.
I said that I compared it to John
Oh
Calvin, and
yes,
then you went to.
comparison. That's it. I've had a couple of people really close to me, but like, what would you compare it to? And the honest answer is, and I'm not saying this to be like prideful, I would honestly compare it to nothing. Like I don't think there's a book out there like this in the way that I've done it. Now, could there be comparisons? Sure,
Hmm.
but as the whole of a book, I honestly don't think there's anything like it because you're purely getting. Now, I don't know if it's feasible to get while I'm on camera. What I might do, folks, is I'll find it now in a second. I'm going to put myself off camera for a minute to get it. And the reason is I don't know if people can tell, but I'm actually in my pajamas, so you're not getting a full look at me in my PJs. But you are getting basically my rawest thoughts going through these psalms without giving you my exact raw thoughts. So what I mean by that is some of these notes that you're getting from me that came through one of the most painful experiences of my life. And you're getting that primarily, obviously, book one, because we're starting at book one. But these were the Psalms in particular that I stayed in because a lot of them are cries from David of lament at injustice seeming to prosper, people lying about him and seemingly prospering. And you see David just having to surrender and say, Lord, as much as I see them prospering, I see and know your character, and I know you uphold the righteous. And again, here's this great tension with the Psalms. The righteousness that's been talked about there is not like some sort of sinless perfectionism, but it's being righteous in a particular circumstance. So, for example, if Zach, you were accused of stealing from a store, right?
Hmm.
You would be able to pray freely before the Lord and say, "In my righteousness, I did not steal this." Because what you're saying there is not, Lord, I'm righteous in every area. You're saying in this area, Lord, I have not sinned. I have not stooped to their level. That's what you get. So you're getting some of my rawest thoughts here. And that's why I say, and this is why I was saying to Ollie as well, is what would I compare it to? Honestly, nothing. Because
Hmm.
I don't see any other work out there like that. And I'm not saying other authors didn't put their heart into it or whatever. I'm just saying in the structure and in the manner in which I wrote this, you're not going to see anything quite like it. And that's one of the good bits of feedback that I got. And in fact, I think that was one of Tim's things that didn't quite make his little bio thing because it was just his personal feedback to me. Um, he felt that it was raw. But anyway, I'm gonna turn my camera off for a second, Zach. You should still be able to hear me. I will be faced away, so I'm gonna hand over to you for a minute.
Oh, puts me on the spot like that so quickly. Well, I'll just without giving away how it's structured because I want you to buy it. If anybody's read through, like the reason I compared it to Calvin's is, and then I have another one that I really like. I haven't gone all the way through it, but it's Godfrey's like where he walks you through the Psalms from Ligonier. It's one of their newer his publications from him. But the reason that I compared it so much with, or not so much, but closer to Calvin's, is because you get walked through the psalm. Now, Calvin will spend days. If anybody's gone through Heart of Flame, like you'll know what I'm talking about. Like I think Psalm 2 is like 3 or 4 days long. Um, but Calvin's going to come at it from more of a pastoral approach, and this is also taken from his direct commentary on the Psalms, anyways. Instead of Calvin didn't just make a devotional. Um, yeah, that's what I would compare it to. I'd probably compare it less to the one from Godfrey that they just did with Ligonier, but no, I mean yeah, it's really good. I promise you will not be disappointed. Really good, and there's space for you to write your own notes, which I really like that. So if I disagree with you, I can just be like, I don't like what you said here.
Okay, I have found it. Just bear with me. Yes. So one of the things you said there was that's the thing. There is a little bit of exposition in it, but it's not like I am not trying to hold your hand through this book.
Mm-hmm.
I am trying to get you to interact with it yourself.
Yep.
I am just providing a rough layout. So
Can you type your email in there?
yes, I will now in a second. So this is my Psalter. The cameras.
Yeah, your Latin's not very good.
I know. I'll show you now in a second. So this is just the little ESV crossway. It's kind of fallen apart, so I'm holding it very particular. But here, ugh, here is Psalm 9. So as you can tell, and I'm not just putting this up to be like, "Ooh, look at me." I have poured genuine time and effort into every psalm. You have my notes. Oh, goodness, trying to get things on camera. I have poured through these psalms hours on end, jotting notes, making use of like I know this is probably not showing up overly well on camera, but
You can tell that it's well written.
yeah, and like that's it for all of it. Like it goes the full way through. Now, book 2, 3, 4, 5 will come eventually, but this book took me a long time to write, so don't be expecting uh, book Psalm 2, 3, 4, 5 anytime soon. But Lord willing, they may eventually come. So, what am I doing?
Your email for Seeley.
Oh, yes, yes. Yep, I think that's right. I love how it sends through Twitch first before it sends through YouTube. It's really weird. So then you get like a double.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't appear double in the chat. To be fair, it
Oh,
just
no,
doesn't.
yeah, because on YouTube it's only going to show YouTube comments.
Ah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. That makes sense. So yes, give me an email and we'll get you sorted out one way or the other. But yeah, that is as I say, my back cover's falling off here, so I'm trying to hold this part in because like if I let it go, the page does fall down. this book has got a kicking. So as you can tell, I added my own art gilding to it though. But
I was gonna say, where did you get those blue page edges on that? They're True Tone.
just did it myself, my friend.
It looks good.
Yeah. So the good news is I'm going to try and get this thing rebound,
Hmm.
because I don't want the pages to fall out of it, and some of the pages are getting to the stage like where they're tearing out.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm exhausted by writing the book, like mentally and emotionally. But I am honestly really excited now just to see what people make of it and if it helps them. So, because ultimately that's the goal. It's nice for me because I finally got to accomplish a goal. But the main thing that I really do want it to do now is help people to see Christ in the Psalms. And if you pick it up and it even just prompts you, like you may look at my structure and go, you know what, that's not for me. That's fine. But if it prompts you to be like, I need to interact with the Psalms more seriously, because I don't want to give too much more away because I do want you to read the book, obviously. But one of the things that I point out, especially in the introduction, is the the book of Psalms themselves is really God speaking to his people across time. A lot of the Psalms is even the Father speaking to the Son or about the Son. But it's a divine conversation in one way. So we can't just read them like passively. God expects you to interact with his word as a whole, but especially the Psalms. They are rich. Like Christ taught from them, he read from them, he prayed from them. Um and I honestly just think the more you interact with the Psalms, the devotionally, like morning and night, I honestly think you will fall in love with God all over again. And it'll deepen your love. Because you think about it like Zach, think about Spurgeon, think about Oswald Chambers. All of them have books called Morning and Evening, because morning and
Hmm.
evening devotions. And a lot of those books are centered on the Psalms, because a lot of the Psalms are either morning calls to worship or evening closes of prayer. So you think about when the psalmist would say things like, I lie awake upon my bed, I meditate upon your law at night. Or you've many psalms that begin with, in the morning, O Lord, do I wake and call upon your name. Like, it's a structure for how God's people are meant to interact with God and his word. So,
Like I have Be Thou My Vision right here next to me. And I just like literally just flipping it open to a random day. Day 23 starts off at Psalm 8.
mm-hmm.
Day 25, Psalm 105. Day 27, Psalm 67. I mean, like it, the Psalms are, if I'm not mistaken, aren't the Psalms the most quoted
Yep,
in
they
the
are.
New Testament?
They are. And guess who quotes them the most?
Christ.
Yep. Now, don't get me wrong, the apostles do as well,
Yeah.
especially in their
Paul does an awful lot, but yeah,
he
Christ, I
does.
believe, is more.
Yep, correct. And people don't realize Jesus teaches upon the Psalms most often. But the reason why people don't do it, or sorry, don't realize it, is they're not as familiar with the Psalms as they think they are. Because whenever you look at a lot of Christ's teachings, you'll go, "Oh, okay, that's Jesus teaching us something more in depth." You need to realize Jesus isn't quoting the Psalms verbatim at times. He is quoting
Uh,
concepts from the Psalms.
like
So you'll
I read from somebody, you might know where I'm going with this or who it was. But I read from somebody, and this could have been just an R.C. Sproul thing, that the entire Sermon on the Mount is from the Psalms.
yeah, it is. But it's from the entirety of the Psalms. So you're not going to be
Right.
able to look
Yep.
at it and go, oh, that's a direct quote from Psalm, say, 3 or whatever. There is a lot of it, especially whenever Jesus gets into the meek shall inherit the earth, blessed are the peacemakers. That's all from the Psalms, all of it.
Hmm.
That's what I want people to realize is I forget who used this quote. And I honestly, I want to say it was Fody Bogan, but I'm not sure. But one of them once said something along the lines of the Psalms were Jesus' bread and butter. Now, Seeley says my Cambridge NASB wide margin cover is coming off in the text block a bit beat up because I've tabbed so many pages. Yeah, and that's like I have Bibles like that. I have some Bibles I don't even like. When I say I don't touch, I obviously like physically handle them, but like I don't write on them, I don't do anything. Then I've got others that I absolutely beat up.
That's the
Bob
sign
says,
of a well used Bible, though. It's supposed to.
yeah, exactly. Yep.
If your Bible's not falling apart, you need to use it more.
hmm Bob says when, and again, be, I know you don't mean this, but I actually said this to someone there recently because I've seen that quote going around a lot recently of people sharing like a really beat up Bible, and they're like, I forget what the exact quote is, but something like a beat up Bible usually belongs to someone whose life that's not beat up or something like that. And I agree with the premise of it,
I
but
disagree with that conclusion.
yeah, because what made me, and I've even said that before myself as well, and then I stopped and I thought about it, and I was like, dude, you have Bibles that you only take out on special occasions.
hmm
And if anyone looked at that Bible, they would swear you've never opened it in your life because, like,
hmm
it's barely touched. Because I only use it for special occasions.
I have a Bible
So,
that literally only comes out in the month of December, and it's
yep.
only used one time a day, and only one chapter is read from it a day in
hmm
December.
Yeah. And again, those are all good things because you can have Bibles for different occasions. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up here very shortly. But let me get to Bob's thing here because I brought it up for a while and haven't read one word of it. When I was in primary school, I coloured my school's Bible page. It's blue with pen. So an early form of art gilding, then, Bob. Yes. Shot over an email whenever you get to it. Yep, no worries. I will get you sorted, Celia, at some stage. Um, she also says I'm planning on eventually getting nice copies of several different translations just for reading and taking to church. Others, yeah, exactly. That's you can't see it right now because they're on my lower shelves, my Bibles, but I have some Bibles that are absolutely falling apart and others that are barely touched. So I get
Mhm.
that. There is Mr. Gabe himself. Hello, Gabe. You would be welcome to join us, brother, but we're actually going to be coming offline now very shortly. But if you want to pop up and say hi, feel free. But I just realized this would be a better way to show you. Now, again, I have to be careful because some of these pages are falling apart. How well does that show up?
Oh, that's even more written in than what I thought.
Oh, dude, I'm not joking. Like I have poured, and like that's one of my lighter pages too.
I
Like
was
you
about to say I don't even know where the actual text is, except that one big paragraph was obviously text.
Yeah, Sam 2, I don't even want to show you Sam 2 because there's some very personal things in Sam 2 for me. But Sam 2, you can't actually make the text out anymore. Um, but that's just, I know that, oh, I just realized I've got myself full screen. That's because I know the text well, and I'm not really using this as like a reading from it anyway, so it's like more just for my notes. But yeah, if there's anything anybody could say about my book, the one thing they couldn't say about it is that I didn't pour effort into it. So, how am I doing, Gabe, or how are we doing? We're doing very well, my friend. We just popped on to do a little update about the book. Um, we're going to share a little bit about the debate again, but I'll have to remind the audience our audio will drop whenever we share that for whatever reason. So I'll share it briefly, come back and announce it. But how are you, Gabe? Um, Seeley says, my study Bibles don't get written in. I have an NIV that has things to color and white margin to write notes yet. That one is getting written in and highlighted. Yes. Again, let me see if I can do this without pulling the shelf apart.
The Bible that I had stolen out of my vehicle at work, man, that thing. I honestly I want it back just for the notes,
Yep.
but somebody
That's
else
the thing.
needed
That
it more than me, and hopefully my notes helped them.
yeah. But that's what I was going to say is, hang on, folks, I'm going to have to take myself off again to do this. Chat you away, Zach. I'll be back in a second.
Oh no. Put immediately on the spot again. Gabe is doing dot 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 okay. Long days, I imagine. Everybody needing their AC done so they can have heat for the winter. Or their cooling system redone because they didn't take care of it throughout the summer.
Right. So we speak of Bibles that have been well used and beaten up, right? This lost its cover.
Hmm.
This Bible is highlighted, marked, notes are in it, cover to cover. My heart poured into it. Well, that's the creeds, so there's not as much writing in those. But that's a Bible that I have poured my absolute heart into. That's one of them. Then, Zach, you'll know what this is.
The old scholar.
Yeah. And then you look at this one, and it's untouched.
Hey, listen, I have noticed. So I've gone that. Oh, I'm losing my words and just stumbling here. That thing of pens that you were, or not pens, but pencils that you were telling me about, where you could get like the colored sticks for them. So I've started actually using those in my Scholar Bible that I take to church, and so much better than a highlighter. I love it.
Yep. And
People just see me scribbling through my Bible in church, and I know they're just sometimes looking at me like, "What is he doing over there?"
so, folks, if you want to write in your Bibles and you don't want bleed
Yes,
through or anything, hang on, this camera is so hard to get centered. These are what you need. I can't open
absolutely.
this right now because the moment I open it, all that will fall out. But like, these are pencils with different nibs and sizes. Here's your refills. Oh, this is really hard to do. This is your colored refills. There's some more down here. You've got some rubbers, and I forget what these. Oh yeah, that's the wee. The wee rubbers on the clicky pencil, Zach.
Hmm. Yeah,
So you can get this on Amazon, and what you want to search is Nick Pro, NIC Pro, and these are fantastic
and
for
it's not expensive.
good that whole thing. Like I don't know what would it be in dollars for you, but this was like £9.
Yeah, as I said, I think I paid 10,
Oh,
$11, something like that.
sorry, folks, I am an idiot. I would thought I was showing that in full screen the entire time. There it is. If you want to see it again, sorry.
Hmm. Yeah, and I had that same exact one, and I absolutely love it.
Because people don't realize this. I used to do a Bible review channel. That's partly why I have so many Bibles. I don't have as for a lot of people, if they saw my Bible collection, they'd still be like, "You have too many Bibles." But what
Oh,
I have
when you mentioned that, I was
now,
going to say that.
yeah, I was going to say what I have now though, but is nothing compared to what I used to have because I give a lot of them away. Some of them I had to get got left behind in a situation, but yeah, there's something beautiful about having access to multiple translations in different covers, and you can use Bibles for different things. So for example, this one here will not have it's only got one note in it currently. It will not have any more notes in it until I have someone that I can leave this Bible behind for. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, different Bibles can be used for different things. So there's a nice that's the Thomas Nelson King James,
Hmm.
nice red goat skin,
I
and
love the way they do their spine hubs. They're so prominent.
yeah, they're really nice. Now, I'm not a big Bible tab fan. Like, I don't really like them. Like, I like muscle memory. Like, I like knowing, okay, I can open to Peter. Now, in that book, or sorry, in that Bible, I can open to Peter instantly because, like, I could just look at the tab. But the more you are familiar with a Bible, the better you will learn where things are. So, like, Zach, if you said to me now, open to Jude in the Skylar. I couldn't. If I tried open to it, I would be a mile off. Do you see if you told me to flick open to Jude in this, the Creeds and the Confessions, I could get within a page, if not on it.
Hmm.
Because it's muscle memory. You're not doing anything special, but the more time you spend in one Bible, far better.
Yeah.
So
I've I've got so the one that I carry to church with me all the time. It's not a full yap. It's Skylar's regular, just their regular cover. But I was like, you know what? I want a full yap because it'll be easier for me to hang on to while I'm underlining stuff and writing and all that. And I actually like so I love the full yap for sitting here reading because I can hang on to it a little bit better. But I don't like it for church because it's extra stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just I can't open and flip through as fast as I want to, and yeah, it is muscle memory, which that's kind of weird that you said that. And I'm like, you know what? That's absolutely true. I can flip
mhm,
open right now to Matthew and really not even have to look at my Bible. They'll just be like, open to Matthew, and I'll be looking the other direction.
yeah.
And then I may not be on the right chapter, obviously, but I'll be in the book.
Oh yeah. And as I say, even then though, but I would argue the more time, like you say, for example, say you have your Bible for the next 20 years, I would argue you could open bang on to the page near enough. Like, here's another one. This one was gifted to me. This is one of my favorite Bibles. This is the R.L. Allen. Now, this is purple. This was known as the unicorn
Mm-hmm.
because there was only so many of these printed, and it's got beautiful blue under silver, and it's honestly one of my favorite Bibles. It's one I keep on hand with me all the time. So let me read these final comments because I really do need to run, folks, time wise. Gabe says, I have a similar set I got from a little evangelical Bible store. Excellent. Gabe, do yourself a favor, go get the Nick Pro versions. I guarantee you they will be an upgrade.
Oh yeah.
See, I do see your comment. I am aware that rubbers mean something very different in the US, but over here they do mean erasers. So
I was gonna translate, but I was like, nah, they'll get it.
oh yeah. No, I know. I just tend to say it because that's what we're used to. She also says the purple color is so pretty. It is. It's honestly a stunning Bible. But anyway, folks, my dog is about to chew the door down because he hasn't got out for his pee. So I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me share very briefly the debate so you can remember this will be between Tim Frisk and the other Paul. Now, the moment I pull this up on screen, you're going to lose audio for a moment.
Hey,
So bear with me and we will be back.
why don't you tell about it, like all the details that you want to say about it, and then leave that as like the parting screen, you know?
I will. Yeah, I'll do that now. But I will go ahead and say goodbye. Zach, I'll let you say goodbye.
Uh, Goodbye. God bless everybody. Hope everybody has a great week and order the book.
Yes, go get my book. Thank you for that. So this debate will be a debate: is the Lord's Supper fundamentally a means of grace or a sign of grace? Now, the reason it's the term fundamentally is Tim stepped in to pull us out of a deep hole here. Otherwise, Paul would not have had a debate opponent at all. But anyway, folks, I am going to say good night. We see Livian saying good night. We see Gabe saying God bless. Sealy saying good night. So, folks, I'm going to leave this on the screen very briefly. Bob, good night to you as well, my friend. I will leave this briefly and then I will end the stream.